Very good, very good, very good.
Shall I start?
Yes, yes.
Yes, please. Yes, please. But
Thanks.
there is one Debashish who was asking about his presentation, whether he is not in the list, perhaps.
Sorry, sir. That is our fault, sir, because we that is the updated list. We forgot to send you, sir. Only one presenter has added in this session, sir. That is
Okay.
eighth one, sir.
So there will be 8 presentation total,
Eight presentations, sir.
and the two guest start those guest speakers. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So go ahead, Afrin, please.
So, good afternoon to all my honorable guests and my dear participants. Now, we will start our session 3 or the last session. Myself, Afrin Straboni, will be hosting this session. I'd like to welcome our honorable guest, our honorable chairperson for this session, Rotarian Jalaluddin Shoaib sir. Now, before I ask sir to begin this session, I would like to say a few words about him. Rotarian Jalaluddin Shoaib sir, a Paul Harris Fellow, is currently the project coordinator of the establishing National Land Use and Land Degradation Profile toward mainstreaming SLM technologies in sector policies. Project implemented by Department of Environment under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. He is a visiting professor at Borishal University. Rotarian Shoaib sir joined Rotary in 2012 through becoming a member of RC Cox's Bazar Shoikot. He was the president of the club in 2015-16 and an assistant governor and deputy governor of RID 3282 in 2016-17 and 2018-19 respectively. He is a member of Cadre Technical Advisor of the Rotary Foundation on Watershed Management, Water and Sanitation of Rotary International. He reviewed RI Global Grant projects in Jakarta, Chennai, Malawi, and Costa Rica. He is a former Chief Scientific Officer of Soil Research and Development Institute, SRDI, under Ministry of Agriculture. He was the coordinator teacher support, e-education, adult literacy, child development, Happy School Tech 2017-18 of Rotary International District RID 3282. He was the former country consultant of UNCCD LDN TSP. He also worked as the country director, Hope Foundation for Women and Children of Bangladesh. He is linked with many professional organizations, home and abroad. He is also an elected chair of Pillar 4, Soil Data Harmonization of Asian Soil Partnership. A renowned freelance consultant as a land use planner, he wrote many articles and valuable publications on soils of Bangladesh, their use, capacities, and constraints. He is a co-author of The Soils of Bangladesh, published by Springer Publication, and Land Degradation in Bangladesh, Baseline Study of Land Degradation Processes, 1985 to 2000, published by Ministry of Agriculture, Government of Bangladesh. So now I would like to hand over this session to you, sir. The mic is over to you. Thank you. Sir, you are not audible. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much to everybody. It is good afternoon to everybody, and I must congratulate every participants. And I saw them. Some of them is very continuously attending all the sessions. So in this session so far, there will be 8 presentations with 2 guest speakers. Then one of them I know very well, Mr. Rana, with whom I worked later sometimes in Bangladesh. And there will be some Patrick D. Sengani and Deep Chakraborty and Chapati Kumar Yashanath Kumar Reddy. I am sorry if I mistaken the wording, the name. Then Abhishek Swami, Dr. Abhishek Swami, Arafat Rahman, and Momi Jasmine, and Anita Paul, and the last one is Du. So may I request the authority to conduct the meeting, or I have to go by one?
Sir, sir, Afrin is here to help you, sir.
Okay.
As
Okay.
you
So
want,
Afrin,
sir, she is here.
okay. Okay, Afrin, you may go with the moderator of the with these responsibilities. You please conduct the meeting, and
Sure, sure.
I will be here with you. Okay, thank you. Mic to you.
Thank you, sir. So, first of all, we would like to welcome our first guest speaker, Ms. Munima Sultana. He is a program manager, environmental protection, climate change, and disaster management program. Ms. Munima Sultana studied in environment and energy, water and wastewater management and technology from Duisburg, Essen University, Germany. Her responsibility in the organization includes planning and executing program activities with the team, conducting program reviews, and preparing research proposals and reports, especially in the areas of environmental protection, climate change, and disaster management. Her today's topic is environment conservation through our day-to-day life. Ms. Munima Sultana, are you here?
Yes, thank you. I think, am I audible? Yes, yes. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much for to Termite Society and Friends of Environment for creating this nice event. So, and I am really happy and excited to see all these enthusiastic scholars and researchers and their papers. It's really informative, and it's really nice to see that people are really enthusiastic and all this topic. It's really, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity to hear all of you. So there are so many nice presentations, and what I really want to, and I'm not I am not that much into that scientific world, or so I will talk about our day-to-day life. So it's really important to be a researcher. It's to do some good research and to be there, but I think it is very important to use that, to incorporate all these innovations and ideas in our day-to-day life. So I'll start with a small story. So I was last year 2 years ago, I was in a international climate conference in Berlin. And then I saw there are like thousands of nice innovations and technologies, but then they serve us with their plastic cups and everything is disposable there. And then they say that, yes, it's disposable, but we will reuse it. We will recycle it. But the point is, if we are using there, if we are there for the whole day, we can have our own flask and own cup. So that's the point. So we can innovate, we can do so many nice things, but at the same time, it is very important to use that in our day-to-day life. So that's the point I want to share. And what I want to tell is that very important thing that we always need to remember, that this world, this nature, they don't need us. It doesn't need us. It can sustain itself. We need our nature. So we need to find the ways how we can respect that and how we can protect that. And I know it is very important to find the motivation to find that why we are working here, why we are working on this topic, and why we are working around our environment. So even if we find a motivation, so every person has the different motivation. Some person has like, okay, well, I want to be a scholar and I want to have a PhD degree or something like that. And some person are just simply working because they want to be, they are grateful to the environment and they want to be there. That's it. But we always need to find our motivations, that why we are going through all this thing. And if we don't find the motivation, and if we cannot use that thing in our day-to-day life, then it will not be that fruitful. And as I am from ASG Germany, as she already said, but Mr. Rafiqul Islam already said that you are welcome, and we are really want to welcome you with all the nice funds and research. So whenever you have a topic and you want to say, make a project or have any good ideas, we welcome you, so that you can send us and we will talk about it. We will talk. So that's the main thing I want to say. And there is one thing that most of the time we don't do so many things because we thought that it's a small actions, but it's very important to remember every small action counts. So we really need to do everything we can and be there and working on it. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk. And thank you.
Thank you, Munima. That is a very small one, but there is the hope for the integrated works or the cooperations at different levels. But it is very difficult to motivate the people who are not in the line of actions. So I hope the forum will get benefited from your discussion. So Afrin, mic to you again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful talk. Now, I would like to request Abdurrahman Rana, sir. Presently, he is chair in Global Task Force on Climate Change, Water and Energy. His focal point is on Natural Hazard Center, Colorado University. His title of today's talk is Nature-Based Solution to Promote Climate Change as Adaptation, Mitigation, and Disaster Risk Reduction. Thank you, sir. Are you here?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks. Especially my thanks goes to Termite Society and Friends of Environment India for giving me this opportunity in this conference to give my speech on nature-based solution in terms of climate change adaptation, mitigation, and also disaster risk reduction. For the last 30 years, in the era of climate change, there are a lot of interventions introduced in adaptation mitigation. And we have worked in all over the world in climate change adaptation and mitigation, but due to some gaps, these adaptation and mitigation interventions are not effectively worked in climate change adaptation and mitigation. To introduce a planned intervention, structural intervention all over the world, we have done a lot of negative impacts. So at this moment, the climate scientists are trying to cooperate with nature and restore and conserve nature to climate change adaptation mitigation and also in disaster risk reduction all over the world. And you know, from the last couple of years, IPCC also trying to develop motivation towards the climate scientists and also practitioners in nature-based solution. And what is nature-based solution? We know nature is the prime agent of providing all kinds of support for us, and by deteriorating natural environment, climate change is happening in the globally, and also carbon emission is increasing day by day. So in that case, we need to cooperate with nature and how nature can provide us alternate solution for climate change in terms of climate change adaptation, in terms of climate change mitigation, and also a nature-based solution. In the last year, we have conducted a study along the coastal belt of Bangladesh to identify the efficient natural phenomena, natural infrastructure, so who can provide us services in relation to climate change adaptation, in relation to climate change mitigation, and also disaster risk reduction. And one of our publication, I may share with you what is the role of natural issues to climate change adaptation and mitigation, and also in disaster risk reduction. Our special focus was Kolapada Upazila, which is the prominent sea beach in where situated. Kuagata sea beach, we know. Though the all over the coastal belt of Bangladesh, there are a lot of natural issues, along the coastal shoreline. But in most cases, we have destroyed a lot of natural infrastructure, natural physiography in Bangladesh, and we know our most important natural forest, Sundarban, which is also going to be destroyed due to some causes. One of the most important nature-based solution may be mangrove forest, Sundarban. It is a prominent all over the world, and there are some small natural solution, sand dune, we know, and salt fen, also salt marsh, swamp, and also sea grasses. There are a lot of phenomena in all over the coastal belt of Bangladesh. How can nature-based physiography or nature-based elements can contribute in climate change adaptation and mitigation, and also in disaster risk reduction? We have investigated the issues. And what is climate change adaptation? We all of us are known to with climate change adaptation, and also we are known to climate change mitigation and also in disaster risk reduction. We found in our study in where the sand dune and also other natural issues, natural elements are also in bursting in our study area. Especially mangrove, swamp, sand dune, salt fens, those are not destroyed even now. We found there is a disaster risk, disaster induced loss and damage are less than those places in where there is no natural sand dune or mangrove or any other natural elements. And sand dune is one of the most important natural element in our coastal belt, which also provide us which can support us in food security, and also you will be known to Netherlands, which is one of the most important coastal coastal country of the world, and they have introduced seagrass in their food security. So in Bangladesh, we have found there are some seagrass which can contribute our nutrition, contribute our food security also, and it can be linked with the global market in where the seagrass is highly used in their different foods. And also seagrass, sand dune, salt fen, salt marsh, mangrove. There are a lot of vegetation. There are a lot of biodiversity which can contribute to the to reduce carbon capture also. So if we regenerate our coastal natural elements, especially I have mentioned mangroves, salt fen, sand dune, and also the sea grasses, then it can be a major agent of climate change adaptation, mitigation, and also in disaster risk reduction. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Afrin, for a minute. Abdul Rahman is a very natural, is a devoted natural research worker, and I know him a long time. He spoke about the nature-based mitigation or adaptation of climate change issues. I will request Abdul Rahman to prepare some framework of as per IBCC or the UNCCD. They have the framework of updated clues or issues to adapt or the mitigate or the intervene the climate change issues. Thank you very much, Abdul Rahman, for your good presentation. And
Thank you, sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Afrin.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Now moving forward to our first presenter in this session, Pratik Singhani. I would like to request him to present. Are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm audible.
For everyone's concerned, I would like to remind everyone that every presenter will get 10 minutes to present his or her presentation, and if the chair wants, he can give more 2 or 3 minutes extra. So, Pratik Singhani, I'd like to request you to start your presentation. Thank you.
Sure. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we'll be discussing about a research topic, that is characterization of heavy metals distribution, particulate matter air pollution, which is collected from the Gandhidham, Kutch. As we all know, what is air pollution? Air pollution is generally detrimental, undesirable changes which has happened in the air quality, which are detrimental to the humans and planet as whole. As we all know, the air quality nowadays were deteriorated by using of the combustion of fossil fuels, industrialization, urbanization, which is enhancing the greenhouse gas emission, which will be very uncontrollable, which emission are going on. So these effects of greenhouse gas will be a long-term effect as well as short-term effect, which will seen on the environment. Of National Ambient Air Quality Monitoring Standards, which identify 6 criterion pollutants, which are particulate matter, ozone, SOx, NOx, and carbon dioxide. Among these criterion pollutants, the particulate matter is a highly pollutant, major pollutants. We can say that which is culprit to cause a human health as well as environment also. So particulate matter are generally classified into PM10 in size and diameter, aerodiameter, PM2.5 and PM1 nowadays. So I am describing this particulate matter as whole, which are the precursor of the particulate matters are volatile organic compounds, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide, which all contribute with the help of ammonia. They are converted into particulate matter. Particulate matter size we cannot see with our naked eye. It's very, very small. These are on left side, the electron microscope, which sees the particulate matter, this white blinking one. So various sources of particulate matter and their precursors. It will be distinguished between mobile sources, stationary source, area source, and natural source. The natural source, which cannot control by which cannot be in our hands. So we cannot bother about the natural sources, but anthropogenic sources, these are we can controllable. Some facts about air pollution. Air pollution generally very dangerous nowadays all over the world. As per the WHO, World Health Organization, 9 out of 10 people breathe contaminated air, which are heavily polluted. Around 7 million people die every year to the exposure of the polluted air. Ambient air pollution alone caused 4.1 million deaths in 2016, while household air pollution from cooking and polluting fuels caused estimated 3 million deaths. These are indoor air pollution and outdoor air pollution. They are categorized as indoor air pollution. So premature deaths is also a one type of effect of that particulate matter air pollution. The major effects of particulate matter and air pollution is on humans and in plants. We can see on left hand side, that is on humans, there are difficulty in breathing, coughing, chronic bronchitis, lung cancer, and cardiovascular. Because the PM 2.5, they are trapped in our upper respiratory, while PM 2.5 and PM 1, they are deep penetrate inside the lungs in alveolar. They are easily uptake by the alveolar. On plants, there are chlorosis, necrosis, and epinastic. These are effect was shown. As my objective is to identify the particulate matter pollution and characterize the heavy metals into that. This is my study area, which is near Gandhidham, which is totally one side it is sea based and one side it is land. DPT, Deen Dayal Port Trust, is a major culprit of that area. After 2001, a heavy earthquake was trapped in the Kutch area. After that, the government had tax intensive, the many industries are come and set up over here in this entire area. So I tried to find out what is a baseline data of the pollutants. So these are a sampling station. In the sampling station, we had collected samples from industrialization area, busy highways, and residential area also. Because we need electricity to run our instrument, our sampling was carried out 24-hour basis on monthly basis, and chromium and lead from PM10 and PM2.5, we both are analyzed by AS. These are major findings of my study, that PM10 was found around 38 to 401 microgram per meter cube. It is very, very higher as per the National Ambient Air Quality Standards, which was 100 microgram per meter cube. So it is four times higher. And as well as PM 2.5 was 19 to 283 microgram per meter cube. And the heavy metals which was found in that within that filter paper was at PM10 level to 6.6 and 0.01 to 1.4. But majorly our finding is here I am showing that in details. We had select 11 stations for different locations, which we have tried to find out heavy metals that only to lead and chromium, because lead is vehicular pollution is culprit, and chromium, the highly industrial aeration which is emitting the chromium in their exhaust. So surprisingly at A10, PM 2.5 is a product of PM10. So the heavy metals is not higher being PM10 in PM 2.5, but at A10 we are got higher than PM10 value. So it will be very, very, very dangerous at that particular area. So there are people residing in nearby that station. It's very, very harmful and it to their health perspective. So we tried to find out some indices among the data and got that AQI and AQHI. AQI air quality index and AQI is air quality health index also. So these are my results that from Ganesh Nagar that able. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm completed within 2 minutes, ma'am. This AQI and AQHI, the data, the Bharapur, which we saw very, very high, that moderate category and very, very high risk to the population. So these are my conclusion, that the toxic substance released by burning of plastic and combustion incineration and nearby area. Entire study was expected few stations, all the stations were higher in the value. Average value of PM10 and heavy metals was higher in December, followed by January and February. Proper development and policy with respect to chemical exposure caused by air pollution must be set, and encourage research in this direction will meet the climate change due to air pollution. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Prantik. Thank you very much. It's very basic work, but I will request you to correlate the findings, the results with the community health or the children and women of that area.
Yes, sir. These are in pipeline, sir.
Thank you very much. The next
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. That was a wonderful presentation. Now I'd like to ask Mr. Deep Chakraborty for his presentation. Okay, so maybe I have made a mistake. It's Chapadi Yashwant Kumar Reddy, sir. Are you here?
No, in the chat box I saw the Mr. Deep will present.
Yes, but
He's not here.
No, Mr. Chakraborty is not here. So, sir, we think we should go next round, sir.
Okay, okay. Who is next?
Chapadi Yashwant Kumar Reddy. Mr. Reddy, are you here?
Chapadi Anak Kumar Reddy.
Shall we move on to our next presenter?
Yes, please. Mr. Abhishek Swami. Dr. Abhishek Swami.
So, we would like to request Dr. Abhishek Swami to present.
Sure, sir. Sure. So is my slide is visible to you, sir?
Yes. It's
Okay.
visible.
Good afternoon, sir. Respected chair. I am Dr. Abhishek Swami from SGT University, Gurugram, India. So the topic of my research is evaluation of air pollution tolerance index of few plant species growing in the automobile stress, Gurugram, Haryana, India. So as we know that, sir, ambient air pollution is the most essential factor for the development of life and species to grow. Organisms on the earth need clean air to grow and develop properly. So the physical and chemical characteristics of air that makes it a healthier and source of the man, animals, and plant life are referred to as air quality. As a result of industrialization and urbanization, the air has become extremely polluted. So the transportation industry and vehicles emissions are the significantly contributors of the issue of the air pollution. The plants are the key factors for the development of the green belt. So they function as a sink of the mitigation air pollution absorption through the air absorption, detoxification, and aggregation of the metabolization without the foliar disruption of the growth of the loss, thereby enhance the air quality by the providing the oxygen to the atmosphere. So plants play the very much vital role in the air pollution monitoring, or we can say the biomonitoring also. Apart from that, air pollution is the main responsible factor for the reduction of biochemical properties in the plants growing near the roadside. Plant aerial surface serve as the biofilters, removing the vast volume of the atmospheric pollution from the atmosphere. So at the same time, the plant's aerial surface have the excellent protection against the ingestion and concentration of atmospheric air contaminants, so resulting in the lower level of the emission in the environment. So interception of the leaf stomata and the other suspended particles matter allows the vegetation to sink gaseous air pollution. So plants plays a very much important role in that sink of the air pollution. The present investigation or present studies an aid for the identification of the tolerance of plant species. The plant basically present near the automobile exhaust stress. So the objective of the present study is to calculate the variation in biochemical parameters of the selected plant species and to work out the air pollution tolerance index of the various plant species which we have selected in the around us study area. Sir, air pollution tolerance index is an indices to measure how much plant can combat against the air pollution problem. So as far as our study area is concerned, the study area of air pollution tolerance index of various tree species was identified around the Basai area of Gurugram. Gurugram basically the part of Haryana state of India, which is recognized as the most polluted area due to the high traffic density. In the area, vehicle generate lots of smoke, hazardous hydrocarbons material and other toxic material. So Basai area in Gurugram is famous for its Basai wetland. It is globally recognized for the vital birds area as per the Wildlife International because it covers the housing of various migratory birds. So this is most hazardous condition where we are having the Basai area, which are having the important place for migratory birds. At the same time, they are containing the hazardous air pollution problem. So if we're talking about the sampling, how can we so this is the areas which we would like to highlight it, India and Gurugram, and these are actual site of the our study. So how can we done how could we done the sampling side? The total 10 plant species were identified. So these are the plant species: Cassia fistula, Polythera pendula, Mangifera indica, Azaratica indica, Ficus rigilosa, Vaccalia nilotica, Syzygium cumini, Cassia, Psidium, Mimosa. So these are 10 species. Because why we have selected these species? Because these species are very much dominant of the particular place. So total 10 species were identified the Basai roadside, and plant sample were collected from all the height of the tree species. Leaves were collected on the basis of their morphology, physical appearances, ecological significance as well. So we have calculated all the biological parameter like chlorophyll content with the Arnon method, relative water content with the help of gravimetric analysis, pH with the help of pH meter, ascorbic acid with the help of titration method, and by these 4 parameters we have calculated the air pollution tolerance index. Apart from that, we have also identified that very much reduction in the chlorophyll parameter in compared to control. You can see over here the polluted site reveals the highest reduction in the total chlorophyll pigment. At the same time, pH denotes the acidity and basicity of the plant sap, leaf sap especially. So in this parameter we have also shows the very much reduction. So likewise relative water content and ascorbic acid. So all the parameters of the selected plant species show the demarcation of the less biochemical content. So if we calculate all the parameters in the APTI, so we have found that air pollution tolerance will be most highest in the mimosa, 23.80. So in this context, we reveal that we have also calculated linear regression between the air pollution tolerance index with the other biochemical parameter like chlorophyll content, pH content, relative water content, ascorbic acid content. This will reveal us that how much all the parameters are equally responsible for the reduction of all the biochemical parameters in respect of the automobile exhaust stress. So these are the results. Reveals that the highest APTI values were 29.9 has been obtained in the Bacilli plant, and lowest was the APTI 16.7 in the Alanthus at the control side basically. Whereas it is observed highest in Mangifera indica, 27.2 at and lowest value 70.32 recorded in Elenthus. So APDI, if we rate all the APDI value in the highest, lowest to highest ranges, so Elenthus shows the lowest conditions and the Mangiferous indica shows the highest condition of the air pollution tolerance index. So if we conclude our study, so present study reveals that there is a significant reduction in the physiological parameters of the plants in comparison to control. So highest reduction in the plant species in biochemical, in respect of biochemical parameters was found in the all the polluted parameters. So it is evident that ascorbic acid content is
You have 2 minutes left.
okay. It is evident that ascorbic acid content is positively correlated with the APDI value. As APDI value increases and APDI value also decreases at the same time. So tree species like Cassia fistula, ficosa, Pseudium, Acacia, Basilia, Mimosa, Polyalthea, and Mangiferous indica found most tolerant species against the air pollution stress. So we have suggested our government that these 6 plant species must be planted on the roadside because they are containing the high APDI or air pollution tolerance index, and high air pollution tolerance index value species must can reduce the air pollution level of the particular area. So this is our study, sir. So is there any questions from the participant side? You can ask any question regarding this study.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abhishek.
Yeah.
It's a good one, but the plant species within the plant species, the Mangiferous indica is the fruit trees. Physidium cumini is the fruit tree. Did you? Is there any observation on the fruit bearing?
Sir, our observation that the economical species like as you say that Mangiferous indica and cumini, they are most susceptible. At the same time, they are most tolerant as well.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If no other questions, please, Afrin, it's up to you.
Sure, sir. So our next presenter is Mr. Arafat Rahman. Are you here, sir? Mr. Arafat Rahman.
Is here.
Maybe he's absent now. Moving forward to our next presenter, Momi Jasmine. Miss Momi Jasmine, are you here?
Moni Jasmine.
Yes, I am present.
Please.
Please proceed.
Okay, can I start?
Sure.
Okay, but can you please do screen share from your side?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to request Mr. Chinmoy Pal. Can you please present?
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Respect and love to the organizing committee, all the presenters and speakers. I am Momi Jasmine, and today in this platform, I am a representative of Assas Feel the Desire of Nature and Society. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present here. First, I'd like to give a brief introduction about myself. I am Momi Jasmine. I am a social worker engaged in social activities since 2015 and studied Masters in Social Work from Vishwabharati Shantiniketan. And from that time, I'm also working with different organizations and different organizations in many social issues. And today, we have also formed an organization named Assas Feel the Desire of Nature and Society. And today, me, Momi Jasmine, president of that organization, and my friend Ravi Kumar Sahu, he's a geographer and treasurer of that organization, jointly written and presenting a paper on NGO's commitment to increase forest and tree cover, effecting restoration of ecosystem in India. Next. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Next slide, please. Okay. In this paper, we have focused on environment, tree cover, ecosystem restoration, and green chain campaign. And environment can simply define as surroundings where all living and non-living beings exist. And our environment is affected by many man-made and natural factors. In the year of 1986, the Environmental Protection Act was enacted with the objective of providing the protection and involvement of the environment. Next, introduction. In introduction part, during the early part of the British rule, trees were cut without any thought to export and appropriate forest resources for revenue generation. But after some time, the British began to regulate and conserve. In 1855, Lord Dalhousie framed regulation for conservation of forest in the entire country. Due to rapid population growth, depletion of natural resources, deforestation, increased industries and agricultural growth, the environmental balance is disturbed and various aspects of human settlement like quality of air, water, sanitation, health is badly affected. Increasing human activities have resulted in changing our climate change. Change has a dramatic effects on the natural environment, plants and animals. To solve the issues and environmental protection, many NGOs, individuals, and government also come forward to work on ecosystem restoration, tree plantation, etc. Next. The objective of this study was to find out the importance of present forest and tree covers in India, to understand the important parameters to restore forest ecosystem, and to understand the role of individual, organization, and government in environmental protection, and to find the possible solutions which human being can do for nature. Primary and secondary data collection method was applied. Observation, interview with government staffs and members of different NGOs. Government data also being used here, and internet search. Next. Few diagram is shown here, which is representing the forest covered from 1999 to 2019. If we see that from 1999 it was 19.36, and 2019 it is 31.67. And in the next, here in this map we can see that the state-wise percentage of tree cover in India in 2001 and the state-wise percentage of tree covers in India 2017. This diagram is showing the state-wise percentage of tree cover in the period of 2001 to and 2017. If we see the first state like Andhra Pradesh, it was much in 2001, but in 2017 it is less, very less. But in few states like Goa and Delhi, it is increased, and all the states are given here. Next. So there are many reasons which affect the forest and tree cover across the country that have direct influence on the forest ecosystem, like settlement, industrialization, agriculture, population growth, and demand of Indian timber of forest resources, etc. And there are some parameters which may control the degradation of forest, and it helps to restore the degraded ecosystem in favorable conditions of forest growth, like afforestation, sustainable human settlement, environment and sustainability, awareness on environment protection, and community development. These are very much important, because to raise awareness on environmental issues and community development, because when people will be aware, then only the things can be changed. Like if we, as we said that there are role of individuals also. So if we can see in India, then there are many environmentalists who have worked from many years on environmental issues, like Sundarlal Bahuguna, who is famous for Chipko movement, and Medha Patikar for Narmada Bachao Andolan, Rajendra Singh, and the Mangrove man, Umashankar Mandal. Yesterday he was a speaker also in this conference. He is also working on ecosystem restoration by mangrove plantation and community development since 2019 in Indian Sundarbans. They have certain examples of the role of individuals in environmental protection. Thus, each and every single people will be able to understand the importance of tree plantation to reduce the level of pollution, birth control, and many more steps which a human being can follow. This planet will be in less risk. And a few organizations, like many organizations, are working on environmental issues. I have given few examples like Green Yatra, ISA Foundation, Purvasa Eco Helpline Society, Cholo Paltai. They are also doing plantation and raising awareness on environmental issues. And as feel the desire of nature and society, we are also working on plantation and nature protection, etc. A few government schemes in India on on environment, forest, and climate change is National Green Crops Eco Club, National Action Plan on Climate Change, to pursue a sustainable development course that meets economic and environmental goals at the same time, to make the people aware of the value of coastal habits, like Swachha Nirmal Tratta Abhiyan, and Secure Himalaya project to protect biodiversity, land and forest resources in the high Himalaya ecosystem, and green skill development programs, etc. Next, as I have said, that Assaus Feel the Desire of Nature and Society, which is working on Asansol Bardhaman area and working on tree plantation and environmental issues. We have started a campaign named Green Chain Campaign. So it is also important to know why Green Chain. A green chain campaign can be reasonably interpreted more than one possible way. One who plant trees and influence others to do the same is, of course, creating a green chain. And green chain consists of green activities such as tree plantation, protecting nature, taking care of plants and planet, reducing plastic uses, etc. When a series of green activities stand together and hold hands together firmly, forms a green chain. Under this campaign, we are planting trees in many occasions, like we usually say that birthday celebration means tree plantation, because in the members of our in the birthdays of our members we do plantation, and we have also planted in different areas where our and trying to engage much more many people in this campaign. Under this campaign, recently we went to Sundarban and planted approx 1,000 mangrove plants there. Next. So we can say that overall discussion that clearly shows that increasing forest and tree cover is a positive sign, because as we have seen in the diagrams that from 2001 to 2017 it is increasing, but it is not sufficient. Like increasing forest and tree cover is a positive sign, but our environment, but this change is not enough to take climate change and different natural phenomena and disasters. And our study focuses on more tree plantation in open and abundant space. It also focuses to work on expanding forest cover all across the country with the help of local individuals, NGOs, projects, and government initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your very nice presentation from the NGO and the interventions you suggested. I have one question.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
What are the reasons of the some states showed the very significant tree coverage, and why not the others? What are the issues? What are the basic differences of those states? For example, one of your slides shows that in Andhra Pradesh, it is very significantly declined, and in Delhi, which is a city, But this is a very significant increase in the production, green leaf.
Yes, yes. There are reasons like many programs and many not individuals are also working, but many government programs and schemes are also introduced in these places like Goa, Delhi, and Chhattisgarh. You can see there are from that time lots of people and organizations and government also working on such issues. So there is bit high from in comparison to other states.
So okay. Only to stimulate your discussions, one of your former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam Azad, said that he tried to pet one bird. One day the bird left the nest, and he tried again with one squirrel, and it was in the case, and sometimes it also fled away. And after that, he planted a tree and a group of trees of the greens, and the birds and the squirrels all come to that garden. So we have to be very much aware of the plantation. Thank you very much, Anita.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
I am here. Anita Palsamanto present over here. Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, you can start.
Okay, may I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes, is it visible now?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet.
Yes, visible now. It is visible.
Not yet.
Oh, ma'am.
Just a minute. Yes, now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It's now visible. Ma'am, your screen is visible, not your presentation. Yes, now it is visible.
Yes, sorry for the delay. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Anita Palsamanto, PhD scholars, Department of Nursing under Shiksha Anusandhan University, Bhubaneswar, India. Actually, I would like to convey my gratitude to the organizing committee of this today's international e-conference for giving me this opportunity to be present here. I am from the nursing fraternity, that is from the medical wing, mental health wings also, as we know that COVID-19 pandemic, this situation threatened the health of the individual worldwide. It threatened the physical aspects as well as mental health aspect, and we are all very much concerned about the physical aspect as it threatens all these things. But we have left all the other things, that the mental health aspect, basically the children who are under the mental illness, who are having the mental illness, who are under mental health care. So for going to project work, how we have planned to review our literature related to impact of COVID-19 pandemic among patients, among parents and children with mental illness. So let us welcome you all, the dignitaries present over here, to this presentation. The children and families in this COVID-19 pandemic, what's happened? All of them are stuck at home, and the children, basically the children are deprived from their socialization as they are out of school, outdoor play and peer relationship. And what happened for this one, the parents had to manage their children at home, both of them experiencing lots of problems to adjust with new normal. If we see the survey, that children under 15 years old addresses roughly 33% of the total populace, and handling a child with mental illness put challenges to their parents too. Worldwide, the record shows that 10 to 20% of the children and adolescents experiences mental health problems. The prevalence of mental health problems in school-going children varies from 6.33% to 43.1% in Indian context. And in a study at Kolkata, it revealed that among so many mental health problems, the conduct problem was the most prevalent behavioral disorder, with 84.30% of children under parental care and 48.70% under out of parental care. Another point we have to find out that nearly 80% of all long-term care, that is what I want to say, that the person with mental illness who need mental health care, they basically need a long-term care other than the physical illnesses. So nearly 80% of the long-term care actually is now provided by the informal caregivers, that is the parents or the family members to the children and adult at home, as we are pressing to the community services. So in this situation, parent and children are the victim of this situation, as there is inconvenience of the mental health care facilities for all these groups. So a review of existing literature is conducted with the objectives to undertake to understand and recognize the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on parents and their children with mental illnesses. So material and methods in this literature review, we have the papers only which directly belongs to mental illness of the children and or their parent or caregivers in COVID-19 pandemics were considered. The paper which is freely accessible online or offline and available, that are considered. The studies which are completed in English language and of publication limited to 2020 to 2021, as because the COVID-19 coming in December 2019, but the research work started actually afterwards. So 2020 to 2021 literature survey. And such term included childhood mental illness, behavioral disorder, autism, developmental disorder, parent, caregivers, guardian, impact, and COVID-19 pandemic. The research studies which are not available on journal database and which only abstract is available, and those which are published in local language were not taken into account. The result in discussion, the analysis of the result of all the revealed study that 15.3% to 43.0% of 1 to 19 years old children had an increased history of problems during COVID-19 pandemics, and effects were associated with their age, gender, exposure to, and appraisal of COVID-19 situation. Mental health of the children in the privileged, underprivileged, and diagnosed children has been under greater risk, and conditions were worsened. The findings are arranged under three themes: impact on children, impact on parent, common issues, and outcome of intervention. The common issues identified in this literature review are the changes in routine, break in continuity of healthcare, missed significant life events, loss of security, safety, and experience of negative emotion. The negative emotions are listed as fear, disappointment, sadness, anxiety, anger, loss, etc. If all those are unattended, what happens? Unattended mental health problems can disrupt their functioning, daily living activities. If there is a mild sense of anxiety, that is, they can manage or they can cope with the support of their parent and peer. There is a history of severe anxiety, depression, and suicidal tendencies among the children with mental illness, as well as the parents also suffer. Children are attention seeking and more dependent on their parents due to the long-term shift in their routine. Obsessive compulsive activities increased and faced more distress, and most traumatic stress disorder also found. With the unavailability of special school and daycare centers, access to resource material, peer groups, interactions, and opportunities of learning and developing important social and behavioral skills, leading to regression to their past behavior. Actually, what is happening, those under mental health care, gradually they develop their behavioral skill and their learning skill. As this opportunity is curtailed down due to this lockdown situation, they go back to their past behavior and the symptoms are relapsing now. The parental psychological variables can mediate the children's emotional regulation, like the parental the self-efficacy plays an important role, parental self-efficacy. The children with autism find it very difficult to adapt to the changing environment. It becomes difficult for their caregiver to engage the children in meaningful activities. Studies of made later reported that high level of psychological distress found among the parent. Picker et al. 2021 study revealed on quality of life that quality of life significantly decreased for all caregivers from pre-COVID-19 situation to COVID-19 situation, and the magnitude of the decrease of this situation in relation to pre-COVID-19 to COVID-19 was greater for caregivers of children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, autism spectrum disorder, comorbid ADHD and ASD than for caregivers of neurotransitional children. Benjamin et al. Also uncovered that COVID-19 pandemic may increase post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety disorder, and grief-related symptoms among children as well as their parents. No data related to long-term impact revealed till now, but familial coping abilities, individual perception, and appraisal of the situation plays a crucial role to children's mental health outcome. How they appraise the situation, this COVID-19 situation, how they appraise that, that is the main factor, how they will cope, how they will able to cope, how they will practice their skill to handle. Number of, hence we can conclude that in the literature review, we found that there is evidence of research on this perspective was less, and less attention paid to the mental health of the children and caregivers due to lockdown and pandemic situation, and the parent also experienced stress, anxiety, depression, and behavioral problems, low self-efficacy, poor quality of life. Well-being status are jeopardized for both, and they are in need of support either from the community mental health services or NGO or any mental health care unit. And intervention through those who have the availability of video conferencing counseling, they shows the better result. They are all adhere to this situation by this time. So after the this review, the recommendations is towards catering the mental health services and empowerment of caregivers and more research work to bridge up the gap. Actually, if we can empower the parent of the mentally ill children, then they will be able to tackle their children, to handle their children, whatever situation may come, whatever threat may become. It is the main steps. It is needed to take care of those group, those who are under mental health care. So thank you everyone, and thank you. As I am a member of the healthcare delivery system, I am attached to College of Nursing, Agroclimatic Medical College and Hospital as a faculty under West Bengal State Government Health. We are continuing telemedicine for the groups also, and also we are supporting the counseling services. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you very much. It is a very strong message for us.
Yes, here is a message also I am conveying, how we can keep them intact. That's
Yeah, it's a very strong one, and positively there should be more research with the community, working with the community, and how to deal mostly the children and the adolescent boys and girls specifically.
yes.
As we are crossing the critical time, and one thing perhaps we have to think about is there any answers in the nature to deal with the situation? So, for example, the COVID may not go easily tomorrow or day after tomorrow. It will continue. So we have to live on with a healthy and very congenial situation. So there, you are the researcher basically, and perhaps there will be some answers within the nature what we can do with these things. So thank you, Anita. Thank you very much. And Afrin, do you have any more?
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
we have our next speaker of this session, Debashish Shaho. Mr. Debashish Shaho, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you very much for this
You can start.
opportunity.
Okay,
So, may I share the screen?
please. Okay.
So, my topic is based upon one conceptualized approach for the development of herbal drug system. And basically, for this conference, I have focused on environmental and anthropogenic impact on bioresearch and how we will develop this concept of drug system. So why we're going for the herbal drug system is of it is a natural origin, and the basic advantage of herbal drug system are they are safe, they are more efficient than the API, they are less toxic and having least ADRs, adverse drug reaction, as compared to the English medicine or the API. They are easily metabolized because of their natural origin, and most importantly, they have a multidimensional therapeutic index, and they act on different. Whenever you are eating or consuming herbal drug system, they act on as we go for a single system, but it acts on different multiple diseases, and it cures different types of diseases, suppress different types of diseases. So the old technology is that we have used crude plant fluids such as root, shoots, bark, stem, etc. That has been enabled in Ayurvedic system or Unani system. So the new technology is extraction and then characterization, purification of those bioactive compounds of single or multiple bioactive molecules that are phytomolecules that will act on different specific tissue or organ system or specific type of proteins. So in this, the CAD or the computer-aided drug design can have a handy over this finding out these important drug molecules. So basically, the challenges are anthropogenic and agroclimatic changes. As you know, due to this climate change and due to these man-made things, so environment is being deteriorated, and all of us are facing such type of problems. Basically, the biotic community in the environment. So this also have an impact on the resources, bioresources that are for the herbal drug system. So 44% of Indian flora are medicinally important, and India has 12 mega biodiversity hotspots out of 18 in the world. So India is rich in the herbal drug system. And secondly, due to this stress conditions such as heavy rainfall, heavy snowfall, wind, UV radiation, sun exposures, landslides, and soil erosions, along with the industrial deteriorations. So we are not catching up the originality of those particular type of plant materials. Second is intellectual property right, geographic indices, and anti-piracy policies. So strong due to this globalization, patent, intellectual property right, and biopiracy issues, there is a need for the modernization of the approach in the development of information technology and innovations. Many of the systems or medicine systems are not been utilized, or they have been theft by different big companies, companies. So it deteriorates the value of those research in the Ayurvedic practice. So third is the resources. Studies and manufacturing of the herbal drug or herbal derived drug indicate the bulk plant material that are root, whole plant, fruit, seeds, bark that are essential for the survival regeneration. So most of the important are in the verge of extinction due to geographic exploitation and habitat destructions. And 95% of the medicinal plant are collected from the wild. So the conceptual approach, later I will be discussing, let me discuss the points. So conceptual approach for the development of the herbal drug system to make it a very strong system of medicine is first is ionitogenomics. It is basically for making the medicine personalized. As you know, today in the world, whatever we take, the medicines are that one drug. If we are taking one drug, a doctor prescribes a single drug to a multiple number of persons. But coming to the personalized medicine, here we personalize the medicine based upon the genomic and proteomics content of the person, along with the genomic structure of the person, using different technologies such as microarray or RDNA technology. So IR genomic or IR informatics come hand in hand, that can fight autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and celiac disease. And most importantly, it will help in a more prospective type of therapy for the different types of patients. And then reverse pharmacological approach. So the drug discovery and development process is very costly, time consuming, less productive, and daily. So we have prior knowledge of Ayurveda or Unani system. Many Ayurvedic practitioners, they have years long of experience for treating the patient in the herbal drug system. So we can use their technology, we can use their observation for and making a database to enable them relating the efficacy of the drug system. And the advances in genomic proteomics and metabolomics can come in handy to develop this system. Traditional knowledge and experimental database can also provide new functionality to reduce time, money, and toxicity. These are the mainly three hurdles in the drug system. Then Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic means with the advancements of opportunity and globalization in Ayurveda, so there is a need of integrating IT to high-tech innovation and create challenges, not only for the practitioner but also for in Ayurveda. So we have ancient text, review, research article, internet, and own experience that can be put up into the IT and give it a global platform where you can access the data from anywhere in the world. AI and machine learning is another prospect for authentication of the drug material. As we know, due to this overexploitation, we will find many unauthenticated or duplicate plant products, or the plant material have been adulterated by other material. So DNA barcoding will be another prospective tool for the taxonomist and reliable alternative to morphological identification, which can be integrated with the machine learning and AI. So a machine can detect whether the material is authenticate or not based upon the DNA barcoding or any type of biological or biochemical integrity. Then health tourism. So this is the most important for any country. Tourism is a so coming to the perspective of health tourism in case of Ayurveda. So this will give a boost for this type of traditional medicinal system, where people from different developed and developing country will come to your country and increase the GDP of the country. So they help in rising the lifestyle. They have the therapy of holistic approach to elements and provide lasting solution to health problem, especially the lifestyle related disorders. So these health tourists can are in a term of cure health problem, reduction in the discomfort, body fit, fine rejuvenate, and improvement in the appearance. So this satisfied experience by the health tourist are due to cultural diversity, follow-up services, suitability of Ayurvedic package, cleanliness at the center, and personalized attention. And the last is the Ayurvedic policies and regulation. So policies and regulation, those who are adopting this herbal drug system, the policies and system of medicine should be very strong. The government of India, through its Ministry of Ayush, is responsible for policy formulation, development, and implementation of program for the growth, development, and propagation of Ayurveda. The website of Ministry of Ayush, NCPB, CCR, and Ayush Research Portal has been searched. The vision of the ministry is to position Ayush system as the preferred system of living and practice for attaining healthy nation. The ministry has identified its mission to terms of 7 broad thematic functional areas of Ayush activity. Next is the conservation prospect. Coming to this, around 8,000 species of medicinal plant have been used for various purposes in the medicine system. With demand in increasing rapid, many of them are in endangered and threatened. There is need to encourage multiplication and cultivation of this plant. It may be in situ or ex situ type of plant conservation. So as you know, in situ is a conventional method of regeneration in their own environment, whereas ex situ is in their supportive environment. And the main thing is that training the persons or people from the local or conservationists from the grassroots level of the society, in particular to geographical extent, to conserve the local and authenticate bioresources is the major theme for this conservation prospect. Coming to the biotechnological prospect, PTC or the plant tissue culture and micropropagation technique comes in handy for preservation of those plants, along with the germplasm conservation and seed banks that have been established by different government and private organizations to keep the authenticity of the drug material or the plant material. Tissue culture is the in vitro cultivation of plant cells in aseptic and controlled environment. And thirdly, the most important is the use of the technology of bioreactor and biofermentation technology, where you can upscale the production of plant metabolites or the different plant metabolites or drug material that that have a therapeutic good therapeutical index and development of and optimization of the DSP or downstream processing along with the production and purification of phytometabolites should have a approach for better scientific community. And this is what about my concept of herbal drug system, as I'm working in the basic part of this drug system. So this is my concept how to develop this herbal drug system. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Devash.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for good presentation. But there is a very strong challenge because of the
Yeah.
degradation of the species.
Yeah. Yes,
species.
sir. Yes, sir.
As I was in India and I was in Coimbatore and I was in Assam and Meghalaya, where and everywhere I saw the species are very much in endangered.
Yes, sir.
It's not only for the climate change, but also for the knowledge base. Very
Yes, sir.
poor.
Yes, sir. And poor knowledge, knowledge of the local practice. Yeah.
But our ancestors, I have seen many of them is very much dependent on these Ayurvedic medicine.
Yes, yes.
And nowadays we are in the allopathic and something.
Yeah, but now the development is upon this Ayurvedic system. That more developed countries like US and UK, they're adopting this system into their health genomics.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. And
Thank you.
Afrin, Prabhuni, is there any more? Perhaps no.
No, sir. There is no one left. So, thank you for such an excellent session. I'd like to thank our Honorable Chairperson, Shoaib sir, for this session, for gracefully conducting this session. I would also thank our guest speakers, Ms. Munima Sultana and Mr. Muhammad Abdurrahman Rana, for such a wonderful presentation, which will surely enrich the knowledge of all the participants. I'd like to thank our speakers, Pratik D. Singhani, Dr. Abhishek Swami, Ms. Momi Jasmine, Ms. Anika Paul Samantha, and Mr. Devashish Shaho for giving such valuable information through their presentation. Thank you, everyone. But before I conclude, I would like to add few words about Alunbu Solution. Currently, I am a content writing intern at Alunbu Solution. Alunbu Solution is a youth-led research and consultancy firm in Bangladesh, and we are highly motivated to do research, planning, survey, consultancy, and engineering-based solution for development projects of NGO, INGO, private and public sectors. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and now I would like to hand over the event to my fellow host, Ms. Ananya. Dee, are you here?
Yes, thank you, Afrin. Before I start my speech, I will ask Sir, our honorable guest chairperson, Sir. Sir, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, Sir. Sir, I will like to ask you to give a conclusion speech here about this third session or the overall program.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a very much valuable and rich presentation from our different presentation, different avenues. I must thank the Termite Society and the Friends of Environment, Hariharpur Friends of Environment, and I wonder how you have accumulated such a rich presentations. I was in the second one and also in the third. I chaired in the third one. That is very much active. People were present to present their ideas, their knowledge, to share. But please don't stop here and keep all these records and on paper, and perhaps it could be published for better understanding with the other people. And I will also say to these young people that please not to be too much theoretical, and go to the community and try to find out the solution within the community. There is definitely I am a natural scientist. I know there are answers within the nature. And we have to build some framework to dig out all these natures, and we have to follow some good tools. And in today, there are many tools to explore these documentations, and perhaps you can hide on it. You can charge on it. IPCC, UNCCD, and OCAT. There are many avenues to look at to be documented the valuable knowledge. Perhaps we can work on that one. And I am thankful to the organizers, the Harihar friends of Environment and the Termite to invite me to chair this valuable sessions, and also the Ananya and Afrin for helping me to conduct the session. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you again.
Thank you so much, sir. We will keep all these valuable points with whatever you have said just now, that working with the society, go and work in the society. This is a very nice message you have given to us. So we will obviously follow this. And with this, we have come to almost end of our session. Now, I will like to call our organizers, that is from the Friends of Environment, the founder and secretary, Mr. Apurva Kole, and from the Termite Society, the founder and president, Mr. Zobedul Islam Arif, to say something and to give them their speech. So, start. Mr. Kole, are you there?
Yes. Thank you, Ananya.
Okay.
Thank you, Afrin. And at first, I would like to thank Jalal sir for giving his valuable time for this whole session. And on the behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to thank all of our honorable guests who have accepted our invitation and giving their valuable time and illuminated this program with their presence. And I would also like to thank all my dear participants for being a part of this e-conference. Without of your active participations, this program would have stood incomplete. And at the last but the not least, I would like to thank our team members for helping and providing their constant support and cooperation in organizing such a event. So I want to clear some doubts that we are getting in our inboxes and through our mails. First one is the feedback form and its timing. The feedback form, we will share the feedback form within few minutes. Please, and the feedback form will be open till today at 12 o'clock night. Please fill up the feedback form within the time, and this is the time limit for the feedback form. And for the certificate distribution, for the participation certificate, as all we can see there here, that many of participants are coming from different countries. So we need some time to prepare the certificate and dispatch them. So we think we can complete this process within 10 to 15 business days. And in case of presentations, the paper presenters, we will also provide them the certificate for presenting the papers. And in case of full article, there are some message we have got in our inboxes. What about the articles? So in our brochure, in the fourth page, we have mentioned that we will call for the article on the base of the theme of this webinar, that is environment and climate change, and we will try to publish these articles with abstract as a seminar proceedings in any ISBN or ISSN number journal or book. We will at first we want to see the number of article. If we got good number of articles, then we can go for the publication of all these abstracts and articles. So for the more information about the articles in the brochure, we have mentioned the two names. Dr. Mousumi Pal, he will be the article coordinator. She will be the article coordinator. If any queries there, please contact with her. And in case of the feedback form, in case of feedback form, I have already told. Please fill up the feedback form carefully, because basically the name and designation, please fill up accordingly, because changing the name and designation every time, it is too much difficult. So fill up the feedback form very carefully. And all the videos of all the sessions, some of them has asked for the presentations. So for them, I want to tell that all the videos has been recorded and uploaded in the YouTube channel of Hariharpur Friends of Environment. You can go and simply search it in YouTube. The channel name is Hariharpur Friends of Environment. You can find out all the videos. By tonight we will upload it. I will upload all the videos. So for the presenters and for the speakers, all the videos will be there. So these are the so these five are these 5 points that we have noted, and we thought we should discuss with all the participants. And if you have any more queries, please contact us to our official mail ID, hfoe.wb.india@gmail.com or termite.bd@gmail.com. You can contact with Friends of Environment and Termite, any organization you can contact. So this is all from the behalf of organizing secretary. And
Sorry for interrupting. I will request you to please once again repeat everything and hand over it. Repeat everything in the sense, repeat it in Bengali once and then hand over the mic to Zobed Bhai. Okay.
Okay. থ্যাংক ইউ অনন্যা, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। সো যেটা বলছিলাম যে আমাদের যে ফিডব্যাক ফর্মটা আছে, সেই ফিডব্যাক ফর্মটা আমরা আর কয়েকটা মিনিটের মধ্যেই আমরা চ্যাট বক্সে দিয়ে দেবো, এবং ফিডব্যাক ফর্মটা ফিল আপ করার লাস্ট টাইম হচ্ছে রাত 12টা, তার মধ্যে ফিডব্যাক ফর্মটা ফিল আপ করতে হবে। আচ্ছা, আর সেকেন্ড হচ্ছে সার্টিফিকেট ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন পার্টিসিপেন্টসদের জন্য আমরা 10 থেকে 15 দিন সময় নেব এটা ডিস্ট্রিবিউট করার জন্য, এবং যারা পেপার প্রেজেন্টেশন করেছেন তাদেরকেও আমরা আলাদা করে প্রেজেন্টেশন সার্টিফিকেট 7 থেকে 10 দিনের মধ্যে পাঠিয়ে দেবো। যারা ফুল আর্টিকেল সাবমিট করতে চান তারা আমাদের ব্রোশিওরের শেষ পেজটা একবার দেখুন। অনেক কোশ্চেন আমি I got so many question in the chat box regarding the contact number of Mousumi Pal and things. So please note down the mail ID mousumipal.foe@gmail.com. Otherwise, you just follow our brochure. In the last page of the brochure, we have mentioned their phone number also, so you can contact them anytime. সো আমরা মৌসুমী পাল যিনি আছেন ওনার কন্ট্যাক্ট নাম্বার আমরা দিয়ে রেখেছি আমাদের ব্রোশিওরেতে, ওখানেতে ওনাদের সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করতে পারেন যে কোনো সময়ে, এবং আপনাদের আর্টিকেল রিলেটেড যা কোয়ারিজ আছে আপনারা ওখান থেকে জেনে নিতে পারেন। আর ফিডব্যাক ফর্মটা খুব কেয়ারফুলি ফিল আপ করবেন। আই রিপিট, প্লিজ কেয়ারফুলি ফিল আপ দ্য ফিডব্যাক ফর্ম, কারণ ওটা একবার মিস হয়ে গেলে বা নাম ভুল থাকলে বারবার চেঞ্জ করাটা আমাদের পক্ষে ডিফিকাল্ট। অ্যান্ড থার্ড, দ্য ফিফথ ওয়ান ইজ যে ইউটিউব চ্যানেলেতে আমাদের হরিহারপুর ফ্রেন্ডস অফ এনভায়রনমেন্টের নামে ইউটিউব চ্যানেল আছে, সেই ইউটিউব চ্যানেলেতে আমরা সব ভিডিওগুলো পার্ট বাই পার্ট আপলোড করে রেখেছি, সেখান থেকে আপনারা দেখতে পারেন। কারণ অনেকেই প্রেজেন্টেশন চেয়েছেন আমাদেরকে, তো সেই সূত্রে আমরা যেহেতু দিতে পারছি না, সেক্ষেত্রে আমরা এই ভিডিওগুলো আপলোড করে দিচ্ছি, আপনারা ডাইরেক্টলি ওখান থেকে প্রেজেন্টেশনগুলো দেখে নিতে পারবেন। সো এটাই অর্গানাইজিং কমিটির তরফ থেকে আমার এটুকুই বলার ছিল। এরপর আমি আমার বন্ধু আরিফকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব কিছু বলার জন্য আমাদের দু দেশের সমস্ত পার্টিসিপেন্টসদেরকে এবং অর্গানাইজিং কমিটির বিহাফ থেকে। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
Mr. Arif, are you there?
সরি আমার কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
ধন্যবাদ অপূর্ব বলে দাদাকে আমাকে কথা বলার সুযোগ করে দেওয়ার জন্য। নেটওয়ার্কে এটা নেটওয়ার্ক ডিসকানেক্ট হয়ে গেছে। হ্যালো, কথা শোনা যায়?
Yes, it's audible.
ওকে ওকে ওকে, ওটা নেটওয়ার্ক ডিসকানেক্ট। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ, সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ এবং ধন্যবাদ টোটাল।
Sorry, I'm interrupting. Mr. Arif, your voice is not clear.
ওকে ওকে,
Now it's okay.
তো ক্লিয়ার?
Yes. Now you carry on.
ওকে, ধন্যবাদ অপূর্ব কোলে দাদাকে কথা বলার সুযোগ করে দেওয়ার জন্য, এবং ধন্যবাদ জানাবো আমাদের টোটাল এই কনফারেন্সটা কমপ্লিট করার জন্য যে সকল ভলান্টিয়াররা কাজ করেছে তাদেরকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ, এবং এর সাথে ধন্যবাদ জানাবো যারা আমাদের সাথে পার্টনারশিপে তাদের কোলাবোরেশন করেছেন, তাদেরকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। আমি তাদের নাম মেনশন করে আবারও ধন্যবাদ জানাতে চাচ্ছি। দ্য আলিও ইনভো সলিউশন, COP26, দ্য হাঙ্গার প্রজেক্ট বাংলাদেশ, Rotary Club of Kolkata Interview, Rotary Club of Borishal University, Rotary Club of Narayanganj, AECGIS Technology, Education Development Society, Harvest, WCC Eco Club, Eco Network, media partner BU Radio. Thank you all partner. Thank you so much. Thank you honorable guest and chief guest and honorable chair program chair. Thank you all. ধন্যবাদ।
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kole, and thank you, Muhammad Arif, for the discourse.
Miss Ananya, I just want to interrupt once.
Yes, sure.
Because I got one message that is about the magazine. I really forgot about to tell about that. So as the magazine, yes, we have released the magazine, but it will take some time to get uploaded into our official websites. So stay tuned in our websites. That is one is Friends of Environment website, that is www.foi.org.in, and for the Termite website is termitesociety.org. Please stay connected with these sites. The magazine will be available very shortly. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kole. So now it is almost end of our program. So I would like to express my gratitude to our honorable chief patron, Professor Nabakumar Mondol, Chief Guest Professor Dr. S.M. Imaul Haq, Guest of Honor Mr. Uma Shankar Mondol, Guest of Honor Rotarian Jalaluddin Soeb PhS Sir. Now I would also like to thank all our special guests, Dr. Rajushri Mitra, Dr. Mohammad Inayat Hussain, Dr. Misha Roy, Dr. Shumanta Kundu, Dr. Bholanath Mondol, Dr. Niladri Das, Dr. Mohammad Firoz Zaman, Dr. Ritobrata Mullik, and Ms. Isra Jahan Sanchari. I would also like to show my gratitude to all the chairperson of the sessions, Dr. Sirajul Haq, Dr. Debdut Ghosh Thakur, and Rotarian Jalaluddin Soeb PhS Sir. I would also like to thank all the guest speakers and speakers, Deepu Hafiza Rahman, Afreen Sharaboni, Suman Kumar Shahu, Suhail Altaf, Dr. M. Rameshwar Singh, E. Hemavati, Mr. Sunil Kumar Verma, Dr. Chandrima Goswami, Ashif Muniur Chaudhary, Muhammad Rafiqul Islam, Dr. Shupatra Sen, Dr. Rupa Shanyal, Santosh Kumar, Farzana Shamin, Mr. Alokesh Das, Mr. Rashmi Verma, Jayati Chatterjee, and Munima Sultana, Muhammad Abidur Rahman Rana, Pratik D. Sengani, Dr. Deep Chakraborty, Mr. Chapari Yashnath Kumar Reddy, Dr. Abhishek Swami, Mr. Arafat Rahman, Moni Jasmine, and Anita Pal Shamanta. I would also like to thank both the organizing committee for organizing such a nice event. We hope in near future we will surely come back with such a events again, maybe with much more bigger events. So I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all our collaborative partners, that is COP26, the Hunger Project Bangladesh, Narayanganj Mid City, Rotaract Club of Calcutta Endeavour, Youth Ending Hunger Bangladesh, Rotaract Club of Borishal University, ACEGIES Technologies, Education Development Society, Harvest, Rotaract Club of Narayanganj, WCC Eco Club, Eco Network, Aliu Envo Solution, Ihsas. Hope we will all have you soon with you in near future. I will also thank our media partner BU Radio. I would like to give special thanks to all the participants for their valuable time. So it is time to pull down the curtain of our international e-conference on environment and climate change. And we will do that with the national anthem of both the nations. Thank you. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep our environment clean and healthy. So it is
Thank
time
you.
for our national anthem.
Thank you.